Armenian genocide recognition is the formal acceptance that the systematic massacres and forced deportation of Armenians committed by the Ottoman Empire from 1915 to 1923, during and after the First World War, constituted genocide. Most historians outside of Turkey recognize that the Ottoman persecution of Armenians was a genocide. However, despite the recognition of the genocidal character of the massacre of Armenians in scholarship as well as in civil society, some governments have been reticent to officially acknowledge the killings as genocide because of political concerns about their relations with the Republic of Turkey. As of 2021, governments and parliaments of 33 countries, including the United States, Germany, France, Italy, Canada, Russia and Brazil have formally recognized the Armenian genocide. In 2015, the Foundation for the Memory of Shoah and Fondapol surveyed 31,172 people between the ages of 16 and 29 living in 31 countries, asking, in your view, can we talk about genocide in relation to the massacre of the Armenians by the Turks in 1915? Quote, 77% of respondents answered in the affirmative. The highest percentage was for France with 93% agreeing and the lowest percentage was for Turkey, with 33% agreeing. On May 15, 1948, the United Nations Economic and Social Council presented a 384-page report prepared by the United Nations War Crimes Commission and 5 of the Nuremberg and Tokyo Charters, and thereby as a precursor to the then newly adopted UN Genocide Convention, differentiating between war crimes and crimes against humanity. By referring to the information collected during World War I and put forward by the 1919 Commission of Responsibilities, the report entitled, Information Concerning Human Rights Arising from Trials of War Criminals, used the Armenian case as a vivid example of crimes committed by a state against its own citizens. The report also noted that while the Paris peace treaties with Germany, Austria, Hungary and Bulgaria did not include any reference to laws of humanity, instead basing the charges on violations of laws and customs of war, the Sevrar peace treaty with Turkey did so. In addition, according to Armenian-Swedish historian Avedian Vahan, Articles 226 to 228 also did. Concerning customs of war, the Sevrar Treaty also contained an additional Article 230. Obviously in compliance with the Allied ultimatum of May 24, 1915, in regard to crimes against humanity and civilization. 130 in 1985. The United Nations Subcommission on Prevention of Discrimination and Protection of Minorities received a report from Special Rapporteur and Subcommission member Benjamin Whittaker entitled, Revised and Updated Report on the Question of the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide, in which the systematic Ottoman massacre of Armenians during World War I was cited as meeting the criteria for the UN definition of genocide and as one of the genocides of the 20th century. His report was received and noted by a resolution at the 38th session of the subcommission in 1985. In 2015, Pope Francis said that the Armenian genocide was considered the first genocide of the 20th century. The word was not used again, due to strong Turkish backlash, until June 2016, when he reaffirmed and solidified his stance on it constituting a genocide and strongly condemned the enduring denial of it. Turkey responded by accusing the Pope of having a crusader mentality against the country. The Vatican strongly denied this, claiming that the Pope had actually called for reconciliation between Armenians and Turks. In 1997, the International Association of Genocide Scholars passed a resolution unanimously recognizing the Ottoman massacres of Armenians as genocide. That this assembly of the Association of Genocide Scholars in its conference held in Montreal, June 11 to 13, 1997, reaffirms that the mass murder of over 1 million Armenians in Turkey in 1915 as a case of genocide, which conforms to the statutes of the United Nations Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of Genocide. It further condemns the denial of the Armenian genocide by the Turkish government and its official and unofficial agents and supporters. The IAGS recognized the 1915 genocide in 3 different resolutions. On October 5, 2007, extending the recognition to also include the Assyrian genocide and the Greek genocide among the affected minorities, whereas the denial of genocide is widely recognized as the final stage of genocide, enshrining impunity for the perpetrators of genocide, and demonstrably paving the way for future genocides. Whereas the Ottoman genocide against minority populations during and following the First World War is usually depicted as a genocide against Armenians alone, with little recognition of the qualitatively similar genocides against other Christian minorities of the Ottoman Empire. Be it resolved that it is the conviction of the International Association of Genocide Scholars that the Ottoman campaign against